Hello, good evening, and welcome to Train Sim World 6 Riviera Line First Play and Review. We are having a couple of technical difficulties, but we are going to be starting in the next 5 minutes or so. So thank you for bearing with me. This is the first stream I've done in a while, and there's been a few gremlins, but we will be starting very, very soon. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we will be starting in around about 2 minutes' time, just having a couple of gremlins, but we are almost there. Something decided it wanted to update at the last minute. Just typical. We are going to be starting very soon, I promise. Vince, possibly making the cakes for tea and biscuits. Who said they got free spots on their bingo card? That's good going. We haven't even started yet. But we are definitely starting soon. Hello, good evening, and welcome everybody to Train Sim World 6, the Riviera Line edition. If this does happen to be the first stream or video you've seen by me, then my name's Richard, aka Davrail, and I'm a mainline freight train driver and former passenger train driver based in the southeast of England. Good evening, Great Western Photography, Vince, GJ, Blind Gaming, Ollie 2011. Great Western Photography has become a member. Thank you very much. Seb Likes Trains, Pig and Bob. Supertram 103. So many of you in tonight, which is fantastic. Okay, before we jump in, and as always, I've got to tell you that all the views and opinions expressed within are solely my own, may not reflect those of any companies I may be employed by or associated with. This is definitely not an AI voice, I can promise you. Hey Vince, how you doing? And furthermore, Dovetail Games have given me the key for the game/route and the early access completely free of charge. However, they do have no editorial control over the content. If I like something, I'll tell you. Equally, if I don't like something, I will also tell you that. Okay, first stream I've done in a little while. I think I've ironed out all the gremlins, but we'll see what happens. Should we press the button? Should we crack on? There we go. I think I've fixed the camera issue as well. So it's been about 5-6 weeks since I've done a stream because I've been out the country for a little while on an extended family holiday. So coming back to Train Sim World 6 is good news. Rightio, here we go. Press any key to continue. We are, of course, going to focus on the Riviera line on this because, for me, I mean, I do like the German routes, the American routes, but the Riviera line, it's a beautiful line. I've tried to stay away from a lot of the hype and a lot of the build-up. With this, I haven't seen any of the preview streams. I have had a little play on it. Okay, that's one for your bingo cards. Press the wrong button. I have had a little play on it, as you can see there. And yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. There's a few little niggles in it, as you would expect, as you've come to expect over the years from these sorts of things. The camera looks different. Yeah, I've resized it and kind of done a few things and hopefully fixed it. Great Western, so fingers crossed we're going to be okay. Okay, so to the trains. Choose a route. I now have all of my DLC installed, which was nearly half a terabyte's worth of downloading, which took absolutely ages. But never mind, we're going to jump into the Riviera Line timetable mode. And I think we're going to kick things off with the 802. Brad Enthusiast Hub, welcome to Devon, and subscriber. Great to have you here. We'll kick things off with the 802. We will do a little bit with the Voyager and the 150 as well. We're going to be playing this quite a lot over the next few days / weeks. Got to make up for all the streams we didn't do. Okie dokie. I think we'll do a Plymouth to Exeter in the Cucumber, and then we'll probably do like an Exeter down to Paignton or something like that. We might do that in the 150, or we might do that in the Western, make a bit of a rail tour of it, something like that. Okay, so Penzance to Cardiff Central, drive this service from Plymouth to Exeter St David's. Leo, hello, welcome back to membership. Thank you very much. Been a member for 32 months. Fantastic. Dynamic weather, we are going to turn that off. We're just going to have it clear, I think. And September. Hey, True Studios, thank you very much. The alerts are going absolutely mental. It's good to be back. Yeah, very generous, True Studios. Thank you. 25th of July. Let's go August. Let's go middle of the summer. Because we are at the seaside, of course. Is that the 802's nickname? Supertram, yeah, I call them cucumbers. I don't know if that's a common nickname, but that's certainly what I call them. It's just cucumbers. Lewis Gates, did I say hello? If I didn't, then hello. Jason Pierce, yeah, it has been a while. Yeah, I said I've been on an extended holiday over the summer, which was absolutely lovely. Then I've come back to work, and we're going into the railhead treatment train season, which is always a really busy time. And I've been doing some model railway bits and bobs. So yeah, it's good to be back in front of the computer, hoping everything is going to work as intended. I have faith. Hopefully it's not going to turn into a slideshow. That's definitely what we don't want to happen. Okay, here we are. Hopefully you've got some sort of game audio going on. I think you have. If you need it up or down and all that good stuff, just tell me as we go along. Northern Princess Productions, how are we doing? Yeah, John Ward, RHTT season. It is that time again. Rightio. I'm guessing you've kind of all seen the preview streams and bits and bobs that's going on with this, so we are just going to crack on. Still no option to have safety systems on by default. I still need that in my life. Come on. I mean, Dovetail have sort of fulfilled quite a lot of my wish list with this release, with the announcements and other bits and bobs going on, but still no option to turn those safety systems on by default. That's what I'm taking away from this. Let's put a key in first. That's probably helpful. And loading passengers. GSMR, we've kind of got rudimentary functionality on the GSMR. Has been the case for a little while. We will have a proper look around the train and stuff as we go along. We'll have a little play with the TMS and see what we can do on it. So, where are we stopping? Ivybridge, Totnes, Newton Abbot, and Exeter St David's on this one. Then, like I say, we will do a run down to Paignton as well. Lewis Gates, since you did the stream, the Class 99 testing has started on the main line. Yeah, I know it has. I've not had a chance to have a play yet. But hopefully I will do in time. No game audio. Interesting. Let's have a little play. I did say we might have some gremlins. Properties, game audio. Monitor and output. Right, hopefully you should be able to hear the game audio now. Let me know if you can. Let me know, guys, if you've got game audio. Philip, waiting for a Norway map. Yeah, more countries in game. I'm definitely here for that. Let me know, guys, have you got game audio? If you have, we will absolutely crack on. Trackwood, hello Deborah, came down from Richie Rail's stream. Oleg 2011, you're never late. Yes, we have it. Excellent. Right, let's crack on. I told you there'd be gremlins. Right, okay, are we in forward? We are. Let's get going.
Welcome aboard this Great Western Railway service to Cardiff Central. We'll be calling at Ivy Bridge, Totnes, Newton Abbot, Exeter St David's, Taunton, Bridgewater, Highbridge and Burnham, Weston-super-Mare, Weston Milton, Wall, Yatton, Nailsea and Backwell, Parson Street, Bedminster, Bristol Temple Meads, Lawrence Hill, Stapleton Road, Bilton Abbey Wood, Patchway, Seven Tunnel Junction, Newport and Cardiff Central.
That's a lot of stations. Announcements in game at long last. I am definitely here for that.
The next station is Ivy Bridge.
Okay, Ivy Bridge in 10 miles is going to be our next station stop. We are going to do some outside shots and all of that sort of thing. This is the first time I'm actually going to get to play the route end to end. I have sort of just jumped in and out of it and had a little go, but yeah. Yeah, Oleg, there is announcements. There is announcements on the platforms as well, which I'm sure we'll hear as we go along. 22 stops, Sebs. Yeah, that's quite a journey. Northern Princess Productions gives some really good feedback, and it was something I was going to come on to. One bit of announcement feedback needs to be more muffled in the cab, unless the guard is in the driving cab with you. Yeah, so I think there's a balance, and I've said this about the 170. These units, these 800s, they're very quiet in the cab when they're on diesel. You know, sort of what we're hearing now isn't really what you're going to be hearing when you're in the cab. They're much, much quieter in terms of engine sounds and announcements. So I think there is a balance to be struck about, you know, between, do you want it realistic where you can't actually hear much because the driving cab's designed to be quite quiet and comfortable for the driver, or do you want to be able to hear everything? You know, it's kind of trying to strike that balance. For me, I think the engine noises are probably a little bit too loud, the announcements are probably a little bit too loud, but I'm pleased we've got them in game. Yeah. Do I have train faults enabled? I was getting train faults earlier on, so quite possibly yes. Random events, temporary speed restrictions, train faults, signallers being signallers, and you know, they're only human. Sometimes they forget to pull the signal, or they're in the toilet or something like that. It happens. So that sort of thing, dynamic elements in game, I am here for that. That was big on my wish list, as you know from comments I'd made previously. So yeah, definitely here for that. Very, very gradient intensive this route, I've noticed as well. It's very up and downy, so you do have to work it a little bit. Yeah, it's probably tea and biscuits with the manager for leaving me tail lights on as I was coming out. Hopefully it doesn't look like a slideshow, guys, or too pixelated. Hopefully the stream looks pretty good. 802 doesn't have train faults. No, Brown Enthusiast, to be fair, it was the Voyager that I got train faults on earlier on. Benji Williams says, no AWS magnets for the TSRs, which is a bit of an immersion breaker. Yeah, so when I played it earlier, there were a few issues with the TSRs. The boards were facing the wrong way around. There was some signage missing. No AWS magnets. Whether that's kind of just something, because I'm playing on kind of a pre-release preview version. Because to have updated this evening to the release version would have been 500 gigabytes of download, and that would have taken 2 days on my internet connection. So hopefully that's been fixed. But yeah, the lack of AWS magnets on the TSRs is a little bit disappointing, if I'm being honest. Can we have a pass-by shot? Yeah, Blind Gaming, we can absolutely do good. Looking good so far. Thank you very much, DJ. Yeah, all is good with me, my friend. Track on order, so things are coming along nicely. Okay, let's get some braking because I'm so thrilled, infused, so locked up in what I'm doing. I'm not actually paying attention to my driving. William, how are you finding performance poor on your end? Absolutely fine on my end. on the computer it's running silky smooth. There's probably a little bit of lag on the stream. I use Streamlabs for my streaming, but I think I'm going to change because I think a lot of the problems are Streamlabs related. But yeah, it engrossed, John. That's a good word. We'll go with that one. Tracy World, Jamie. Hello, Jamie. How you doing? Sound Guy 88, Adam from DTG here. You can turn cab announcers off in the audio settings. We have the players the option to make it realistic or not. Excellent. That's a really nice touch. I think I don't know if you were here just a minute ago, Adam. We were sort of saying with the announcements and volumes in the cab, you know, most cabs are quite quiet and clinical, so there's always that trade-off between being able to hear it and making it realistic. So it's a difficult balance to strike. But the announcements are great. You know, I'm really pleased we've got those in game. Benji Williams, I don't sign 80X, I can't comment too much, but the 150 is pretty much bang on. We will take that for a spin later on in the stream. It's going to be a little bit of a bumper stream tonight. We're going to probably be on for a couple of hours. So yeah, I was hoping to have a couple of videos put out for this, sort of preview videos. There's a few things I wanted to do with the Voyager and put them on different routes. But yeah, computer software hasn't been favourable. It's all my videos come out really, really laggy, and I ended up deleting them all because they were terrible. Streamlabs not being kind to me. We will do that flyby shot. I'm just trying to drive it without speeding. To be honest with you. You should wait till we've got a bit of nicer track. Yeah, True Studios, a lot of people have said OBS. I think that might be the way to go. Okay, 68. We are good for 80. We've got a 60 coming up. Yeah, lots of speed limit changes on this. Lots of gradient changes. You really do need to be on the ball. Cyborg Badger, is it really worth buying if you have TSW 5 already? The upgrade to TSW 6 is free. So you won't get the new routes. You need to pay for the routes as you would expect with any DLC, but to actually upgrade the base game from 5 to 6, that is a free upgrade. You won't be able to do that at the moment because the game is still in early access, but I think it's the 30th it releases on general release, so you will be able to upgrade for free, and all your old content should port over. Andy 81E, driving an 800 cab is like a DVT as there isn't an engine under the actual coach. It's in the second one, so it would be quiet. I've never driven a DVT, Andy, but I've driven from locomotives that are dead with the rear locomotive pushing, and I know exactly what you mean. I've done it in a 66 a couple of times, where the rear 66 is pushing, the front one's idling, and it's a really weird sensation because you've got no audio feedback on what the engine's doing. So, you know, I think I'm idling. I look down at the throttle and I'm in sort of notch 3 or 4. So yeah, it's I can see where you're coming from with that. Benji Williams, these do have speed set in real life, albeit it doesn't work downhill, but it's disappointing it wasn't implemented in game. I think that's the same with most speed sets, Benji. They can control the power but not the brake. Certainly on the traction I've driven, that's been the case. Should we get a little bit of braking? We are going downhill now. Lewis Gates, I think the Voyager is a huge selling point for Riviera Line. Voyager is the train that I had a little play with first, if I'm being honest. I'm really pleased to see that in game. We're going to be able to overlay that onto East Coast Main Line, Cross City, Cathcart Circle potentially in and out of Glasgow, West Coast Main Line of course. Yeah, there's lots and lots of usage cases for the Voyager, and I'm really pleased we've got that in game now. Benji, it works downhill on ACR because I suppose it uses the regenerative braking downhill. How are we doing speed-wise? 55 and a 60, 3.2 miles to go. There will be no Locomotive Location livery tonight either, I'm afraid, guys. We're just focusing on the new content tonight. I'm a fan. Yeah. And I'm sure pretty soon someone in the community will... I know we've already got a diesel mod for the LNER Azuma, but I'm pretty sure someone's going to livery edit this into LNER so we can have some diesel running on the LNER as well. Have I ever driven a 66? Yeah, far too often. Corey Place, do you think Newport will ever be added to the Cardiff City network? I don't know. I quite like that route. I know people are sometimes critical of it, but it's the sort of route that I like. It is one of my favourite routes in game, the Cardiff City network. Go and check out my top 10 UK add-ons for Train Sim World. A video that I made a couple of months ago is featured in there. Sifa, did I get it right? What does the screen in front of the driver show in real life? I think that is just sort of a clipboard notice. I don't think that's a screen, but someone in the chat who knows these better will correct me, I'm sure. I've cabbed a few IETs, so when I was route learning between Acton and Didcot, I've gone at Paddington, so I have cabbed a few IETs. So the cab's not completely alien to me. But yeah, I don't remember that actually being a screen as such. Luke Stable, hello, how you doing? You can plug your iPad. You plug your iPad near that screen. Oh, okay. Oh, so that's for like the Matiza or Copilot app or whatever they're using for kind of the delay attributions and the... Yeah, I get you. Sifa is fine. We'll go with that. Yeah, I do still drive trains, De Morgan. I was out driving today. I'll be out driving, going all the way to Didcot tomorrow in a Class 69, which is going to be fun. And 1 mile out of Ivy Bridge. What are we doing speed-wise? We're on a downhill gradient. We've shut off. Let's see what the braking performance on this is like. See if we get an announcement on the approach as well. I'm pretty sure we do. Still 0.7 miles out. Sound guys, when ETCS becomes a thing, info is displayed there. So that'd be like your DMI screen, driver machine interface, where you get your planning area and your heading bug. It's good to know, Adam. Thank you. Devra, what are the trains you drive the most apart from 66s? 69, 73s. Been on 57s.
We are now approaching Ivy Bridge.
Way. Been on 57s a bit lately as well, which are always nice to drive. Speed's coming off really nicely coming into here, and we're pretty much on time as well, which is, I mean, we did have a little bit of speeding, to be fair. Brakes in minimum. I like the cannon on the platform. That might actually be a half decent stop, you know. A little bit short. I'm taking it.
Ivy Bridge.
Absolutely taking that. True Studios, will you ever update your train driver guides? I would like to, but it's, for reasons I won't go into, it's difficult. Well, sounds like we got aircraft going overhead. That's cool. Right, okay, let's do an outside pull away this time. Kenny, for me, I like driving freight, but I do occasionally get to drive loco hauled passenger, which is always really good as well. shoot me for not using the hill start button. Nice, very nice. Turn the headlights on. Yeah, we're on marker lights only there, aren't we? No,
The next station is
we're on dimmed headlights. I think we'll be alright. DC87 favourite Locomotive 5 driven is either going to be a 73 or a 57. Probably a 57. William, so I've done local haul passengers with 57s, 66s, so sort of rail tour kind of stuff. Northern Princess Productions sounds are fairly spot on. Excellent. I like the you got the diesel engine sort of revving up, and then you've got the AC traction motors as well, which is really nice. So let's have 9.2 miles, 60 mile an hour. My Alexa's going off. Let's have a little look around the cab and see what functionality we've got. So lights. We've got hazard warnings, which are functional, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Just me being a bit daft. DSD pedal up and down is not working. I suppose there's no reason it should. HVAC control panel. Have we got? We've got HVAC sounds. I like HVAC sounds. Put the fan on in the cab. I like that. Various lighting, down lighting, cab centre light, reading light, desk illumination. Change the brightness. That's pretty cool. DOO monitors. Again, something I really want to see in game is some sort of dispatch system with the monitors. But yeah, unfortunately they're not functional at the moment. Signal buzzer, door release buttons, train door control, so if we're guarding we would use that. CCTV event. Now my understanding is if you witness something on the CCTV you can press that button there and it kind of puts a marker on it or stops the footage being overwritten. Face full of tree. As we come around, TPWS panel, DRA, which is functional. Line voltage, VCB vacuum circuit breaker, ADD, automatic drop device. Safety systems isolation, snow brake functional. We got various functions here relating to the ATP system, which is in use on the Great Western Main Line. I think between Paddington and Swindon the ATP goes as far as. But yeah, that's not modelled on here. Brake gauges, AWS, and pretty much the same on the other side. Windscreen wipers, electric pan up, pan down, train fault acknowledge buttons. Signal bell, door release, TMS system. All good stuff. We'll have a little look through the TMS in a few minutes as well. Cap, this is like the real cap, nice. Thomas Cooper, nice to see a lovely polished route as always. The cab signal bell is good. Hey JLS Plays, I'm doing well. How are you doing, my friend? It's good to be back in the sea. Ah, okay. I've done this earlier, and that's because I have left the hazard lights on. There we go. Do I prefer to drive in day or night in real life? Probably day, if I'm being honest. Or sunset. If you're on a nice route, sunset. Just that, you know. I used to like, when I was driving passenger trains, driving in towards London Bridge, just as the sun's going down and the city's starting to light up. Absolutely beautiful. Shame I could never get any pictures of it because I was driving a train. But yeah, absolutely lovely. Sound Guy, ATP is modelled here. It runs in partial supervision and uses a few other modes like shunt. Oh, okay. Whereabouts on the route is that used, Sound Guy? Or will it work on the Great Western if we were to run it on there? Because I could be completely wrong, but I don't think this section is fitted in real life. This is an 802 Annabelle. And we're holding 60 quite nicely as we come up there, 59. It's running partial supervision right now. Oh, okay. That's what happens when you don't watch the preview streams, you see. You don't find out key information like that. So someone normally tells me in a stream. Chris Kibble, that is a really good question. What is it that gave you the advantage over other candidates when applying to become a train driver? I don't know, Chris, is the honest answer. I was already on the railway. I'd been platform staff, ground shunter driver. So it's kind of sort of progression. I think when you've been on the railway, you build a rapport with managers and other people. So I think there is, you know, they like to promote from within. And I think the fact that I've been on that journey, it was just kind of natural progression. So, but yeah. Ollie, no worries. Thank you very much for joining. It is a very, very pretty route. I mean, even more so when we come along the seawall. Is the stream starting to look like a slideshow, or does it still look okay to you guys? Because I'm quite aware that Streamlabs is starting to look a bit like a slideshow on my computer. Northern Princess Productions is like they say with the railway, you put the effort in, they'll repay you. It's pretty true, Northern Princess Productions. If you want to get on and you're good at your job and you make the right connections, you will go far. The stream is fine, that's good to know. Yeah, Streamlabs is starting to look like a slideshow. Fine to me too, excellent. 4.6 miles to Totnes. GJ, good to me, excellent. Does feel a bit choppy. Besides that, it's all right. Quality seems lower too. Is that a new thing, True Studios, or has that been that way all the way through? Lewis Gates, it's good. We seem to have a consensus. Is it looks good? I'll take that. The game is choppy anyway. That's part of the core game. No, it's running absolutely buttery smooth on the computer at my end. It really is. I say it's really frustrating because I do have a pretty decent spec machine and it just sometimes doesn't want to do what it's supposed to do. I should be able to stream out in like 4K and it should be okay, but if I had the right internet connection. JLS Plays, I believe the official release date for the game is the 30th. But if you did buy the deluxe version, you will have early access to it now. Can we get the FPS overlay? Tell me what button to press, as long as it's not Alt and F4, and I will press it. And I'll let you know what FPS I'm currently pulling. 3 miles to Totnes. We will have a look through the TMS system and go for a wander through the train. You've selected headlights on, but that's 100% just markers. Yeah, it does look like that on the outside, because there it's showing us that we've got both sets on, and outside we've only got one set. Let's change it around to full. Doesn't seem to make too much of a difference. That's interesting. That's marker. That's full. Yeah, mate. I don't know why I'm slowing down. I was going to say we're running on time, but we won't be in a minute. Alt F4 definitely. Those headlights look wrong. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the headlights, whether that's a me issue or... Okie dokie, got an AWS magnet. 1 yellow on the signal there. That's a good reason to get some brake in. Nothing on the heads-up display for 1.3 miles, so I assume the red is quite a long way away. Andy, do we know when Xbox gets the update? I understand there's been a few issues with the Xbox release, and I know the guys and girls at Dovetail will be working on that to get that sorted. I don't know if it's a Dovetail issue or an Xbox issue. 1.5 miles to Totnes. We are red ahead as well at this point. 1 mile, I still can't, 0.9 miles, I still can't see the red on the HUD, so I'm starting to think, is the HUD broken? I'm sure it's not, but... Go to outside cam, press H, it should scroll through the lights. That's a really good shout, Thomas. We'll do that once we stop at Totnes. We will absolutely do that. William, do we do maths homework or watch the stream? William, I would not want to pull you away from your homework. Homework is extremely important, even if it is maths. Give us one of the questions, Thomas. Can we help you with your homework? Leo, very long block section. Absolutely. Okay, 25 coming up. Oh, we're going to get taken out by the TPWS because I am going quite fast there. And position 1 junction indicator, got a green, 25 through the points. That'll be why we had 1 yellow on the previous one. Will be to force us to slow down for this 25 across the points.
We are now approaching Totnes.
I'm very ginger in the way I'm driving, I am aware of that. And we've got a running dummy or running ground position light signal. $25, $25, lovely. Andy Incognito 22, we have different opinions on homework. It should be optional, they are paid to teach you. They absolutely are, but you also, in life, you also need to go above.
This is Totnes.
Is there an echo on the announcement there, or was that my imagination?
This is a Great Western Railway service to Cardiff Central.
True Studios, I think it might be some of your internet connection going on there. I think there was a bit of an echo on the announcement, which was strange, unless the platform's announcing at the same time. We've got 30 seconds. Let's put it into neutral, so the DSD doesn't go off. And let's go for a little walk into the train. Northern Princess Productions will be able to tell us whether this is as it should be. All we need now is someone to knock on the cab door with a cup of coffee for the driver, or a cup of tea. No tea, no train. Hello, first class. Lovely stuff. Yeah, looking nice. I was going to say the PIS isn't working, but that one's not working. That one is working. We have a fault on the train. Hey, Loco66, how are we doing? We'll do an inside pull away this time. Remembering my hill start button. Have these got a hill start button? I'm guessing they have, yeah, on the side there. So hill start button in, into power, let the engine rev up. And then release the hill start button.
Welcome aboard this Great Western Railway service to Cardiff Central. We'll be calling at Newton Abbot, Exeter St David's, Taunton, Bridgewater, Highbridge and Burnham, Weston-super-Mare, Weston Milton, Wall, Yatton, Nailsea and Backwell, Parson Street, Bedminster, Bristol Temple Meads, Lawrence Hill, Stapleton Road, Filton Abbey Wood, Patchway, Seven Tunnel Junction, Newport and Cardiff Central.
That's a lot of stations. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Headlight marker, headlight tail, headlight off, headlight dimmed, headlight full. Yeah, there we go. Yes. I guess it affects the brightness at night. I'm not sure what the headlight arrangement is on the front of the train. Northern Prince Productions. A fault on a Hitachi product? How inaccurate. All views and opinions are my own. I'm sure they have a very comprehensive legal team, so I do feel the need to say that. William, the function gx equals 5nx. Yeah, you've lost me. That's why I drive trains for a living, because I can't do equations like that. Algebra was never my strong point. Hey, Richard Sweeney, how are we doing? Great to have you here. Thank you for your kind words. Has the Class 802 started cracking yet? True Studios, you plan to take a look at the Armstrong Powerhouse new 66 enhancement pack? I think Northern Princess Productions would very much like me to take a look at the Armstrong Powerhouse new 66 enhancement pack 2.0. Benji Williams, the hill start is automatic in real life, which begs the question why the button is there in real life. So in real life, the hill start is automatic. Excuse me, but it still has a button on the controller. Lewis Gates, do you know why rolling or running ground position light signals exist? Yeah, so you can do shunt moves. So if you're doing a shunt move, you could have shunted out the platform behind that ground position light signal and into another platform. But when you're running under main aspect signalling, any ground position light signals on the route have to be cleared. So therefore it effectively becomes what's known as a running dummy or running ground position light signal. Formula 1 Nerd, hi Deborah, how do you feel about the game? So, although this is Train Sim World 6, for me I'm kind of looking at the route and the train. We do have new features in it, obviously, which is great. But as I've said in some of my previous streams, you know, it's Train Sim World 6, it's Train Sim World 2.8 or whatever you want to call it like that, which is absolutely fine, you know. So I'm really pleased to see the new features and the work that's been done on the game. I'm not going to get excited that it's a new Train Sim World title. I'm going to get excited about, you know, the new features that we've got in game and the new routes and the new trains. That's kind of what excites me. So yeah, as a route and a train, I'm sort of not going to comment on the game, but as a route and a train, so far I'm really enjoying it. The Voyager is really nice. Don't know if we're going to have a play on the Voyager. We might save the Voyager to tomorrow. We might do a little bit on the Birmingham line with the Voyager, or even the London commuter. We do a Virgin livery reskin on it for when they used to run on that route. John Ward, just in case the auto fails on the hill start button. Yeah, it could be John. That makes sense. Rail Enthusiast Hub, the 802 doesn't have train faults, which is sad. It's quite accurate, Rail Enthusiast Hub. Hitachi products never go wrong, as Northern Princess Productions has already told us. She's an absolute expert on Hitachi products and spends a lot of her time dealing with Hitachi products. So, yeah. Vince, do you ever drive freight through Colchester? I have done on a couple of occasions, Vince, but it's not on my my sort of general day-to-day running. Are the Devon and South Devon Dartmouth steam railways modelled on this route? Loco 66, you've got the down at Paignton. You've kind of got the entrance to the railway, but the railway in its entirety is not modelled. No. Really got to work the power handle with the gradients here. Where would the speed set button be on this then? Someone said it had speed set. Ah, it's on the TMS, isn't it? I seem to remember. I love riding on a full range of it. I walked into that. Sorry, Northern Princess Productions, I'm going to back up. Greenie, I'm sure Hitachi can't be as reliable as CAF, standing for cooler fitter, amongst other things. 4 miles to Newton Abbot. I'm dawdling along. It does look pretty though. Lewis Gates Hitachi are known to be very protective over their trains maintenance-wise. I wonder if that's why faults haven't been implemented on the 800. I wonder if it's something to do with an agreement with Hitachi that said they wouldn't break down in game. I don't know that for sure, but quite possibly. Richard Sweeney, what routes do you sign in real life? Nearly all of Sussex, most of Kent, South London, South Western Main Line to Southampton, Great Western Main Line to Didcot, sort of North London lines. Go as far as Bowes Park on the East Coast Main Line. Vince, this route looks amazing. I just need to learn to drive it properly, Vince. The Formula 1 note, Hitachi products last. I know that because my grandma bought a Hitachi TV many years ago and it still works. Not a crack in the screen. Oh, we got sound effects today. Yay! I was hoping we were going to get some random events as we went along, sort of temporary speed restrictions, permanent speed restrictions. I'm sure we probably will at some point. Again, those gradients, I can imagine in the days of Steam, this would have been a really challenging drive over here. Didn't hear your sound effect. I better know what the problem is with that. That has to be fixed. Otherwise, when we inevitably have a tea and biscuits with the manager moment, it won't work. Oh, that's interesting. You should have heard it. Where are we? Playing with sound effects, trying to get them to work. I'm hoping that come through because you should have heard that. Someone say tea and biscuits, better share. Yeah, I haven't been brought a cup of tea by my children today. It's disgraceful behaviour. Yeah, really pretty route. Sort of reminds me of West Coast Main Line, sort of up Shap. It's kind of got that sort of vibe to it for me. Lewis Gates, the most reliable locomotive. I'm going to ignore that comment. I just feel like I'm going to ignore it. You did not hear the announcements. That's really odd. Why you didn't hear the? Never mind. We won't play with that now. I'll save that for another day. Yeah, 1% downhill grade, and you've really got to work it. What, for the 69 comment, Northern Princess Productions? I think we can overlook one. Ben's Planes, Trains and Productions. It's great to see this route in-game, a regular route coming up from Cornwall to Devon on the Castle set fleet while they are in service. I was quite fortunate. I'd done some drone filming down at Dawlish. There's a couple of videos on the channel. Dawlish Train Spotting, which is the older one, and there's another one where I went to Dawlish. Dawlish by drone or something like that, I think the video is called. And I actually managed to get one of the HST sets on drone, and they look like model trains. When you're tracking them along the seawall with a drone, they just look like model trains. It's quite remarkable. Yorkshire teas all round. Oh, we're going to get into the tea debate, the tea and biscuits debate. Jammy Dodgers, or Jaffa cakes. They're cakes. It's a Kit Kat, a chocolate bar, or a biscuit. No, we're not doing that. Standard Dead Rail conversation. How do you feel about the Class 66 being the only UK freighter still over 6 games? We need another one. We need an update to the 66 as well, just my opinion. But yeah, it'd be lovely to see another freight loco. Definitely be down for that. But you say only UK freight. We've got 47 in game, haven't we? We've got 20s, we've got 37s. We do have other locos. If you sort them in current era locos, Class 70s would be pretty good.
We are now approaching Newton Abbot.
Now approaching Newton Abbot. Class 99 would be, yeah, that would be pretty cool. We should probably think about stopping here. I think the brakes are pretty good on these though. Lots of red cars in the car park. It's annoying because I keep wanting to look at the brake percentage gauge there for my speed. I'm looking at that thinking, why is my speed not coming down? And then realise I'm looking in completely and utterly the wrong place, of course. Overshoot. Ah, that's okay. It's on the platform.
This is Newton Abbot.
Definitely a bit of an echo on the sound effects there. Wasn't there earlier on?
This is a Great Western Railway service to Cardiff Central.
Just seeing what functionality we've got on the next stop reminder. On, off. Okay, we can turn that on. I'm assuming that's going to work. Engine status. Brake status, we can see that. Nice. Panto selection, yep. HVAC valve, journey, saloon status, dual mode. Dark screen. Brightness controls. Got a little bit of functionality on there, which is nice. It's the platform announcements with the echo. Ah, yeah, I did sort of say that at the last station. I'm pleased we have that now. Yeah, you can hear the platform announcements going off over the other side there. That's pretty cool. Must do me hill start.
Welcome aboard this Great Western Railway service to Cardiff Central. We'll be calling at
So you say that sound, guy.
Highbridge and Burnham, Western Super, Nailsea and Backwell, Parsons Street, Bedminster, Bristol Temple Meads, Lawrence Hill, Stapleton Road, Filton Abbey Wood, Patchway, Seven Tunnel Junction, Newport and Cardiff Central.
They're definitely not platform announcements that are echoing there. That's definitely on train.
The next station is Exeter St David's.
It wasn't doing that at the beginning of the route though. At the beginning of the route it was absolutely fine. It's only the last couple of stations it started doing that. Lewis Gates, overshoot, contact the signaller. Yeah, if you overshot the platform massively, if you overshot the platform so your doors are not on it, you would, but if you stopped on the platform, it's fine. Vince, I don't hear an echo. No echo on street. Okay, right. Just a me issue. That's another bug in the system that I've got to go in and fix. Got to try and find out what's repeating back in my ear. Okay, it's the bit of the route you've all been waiting for. It's what you all come for, was the trip along the seawall. That's why we done it last. Vince, bingo. Which one was on your bingo board, Vince? It's not a bug, it's a feature. Three Susan's Eyes, hello, how you doing? Great to have you here. And the railway's doing well because we've got no TSRs or ESRs on at the moment, so it's a good day to be a train driver. Okay, we're good for 90. Let's get it going. Were those police sirens outside on the game? Were they on the game, or was that in my head? There's no echo on the onboard ones, just a little bit of reverb to give it atmosphere. If it's coming from a train, the station now should definitely have a bit of echo delay though. Yeah, I think sound guy, I think it's probably something on my Streamlabs that's repeating back for some reason. I think there's a little bit of echo on the horn, so yeah, it's most likely a me issue. Nobody else can hear it, so it's definitely a me issue. It's normally always a me issue. Look at that view, beautiful. It absolutely is. It's stunning. I'm hoping to be down in Cornwall in a couple of months' time for work, riding around on these railways. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's see, I'm braking for the 60. What are we doing? 76. Let's give it a little bit more. This is the bit of the route you've all been waiting for, you see. This is where it starts getting nice. I heard the police sirens. Oh, good. It wasn't just me. It wasn't in my head. I live in quite a quiet area. We don't often hear police sirens around here, don't you know? Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Speed is good. Keep the speed as it is. Give it a little bit of power actually, because we're going uphill and we're up to 75 again in a minute. Lewis Case, please note this service may be disrupted between Exeter, St David's and Tiverton Parkway by up to 120 minutes. This is due to a signal failure. Oh no, come on, please. Train driver Sam, good evening. How are you doing, my friend? Long time no speak. I mean, 60 miles an hour is plenty fast enough along here. Why would you want to rush? It's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Are there any scenarios on here where you run wrong road? Kind of, I don't know, like whether there's scenarios where the waves are crashing up and all of that. I'm going to have a look at that. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, the kind of the LiDAR mapping techniques that were introduced, I think it was in Train Sim World 3 or 4, certainly lend themselves to this kind of terrain. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It really does. 60. We're just going to keep it at 60 all the way through. We do have headlights on, and what we can see in the tunnel here is pretty accurate, if I'm being honest. Tunnels are very dark in real life. Yeah, Lewis, that's what I was saying. Is it Simbids along here, or is it full bi-directional? Ah! Aha! Ahahaha! Warning for a faulty. No associated AWS magnet. Yeah, should definitely have AWS magnets approaching those speed restrictions. It's not Simbids, it's fully bi-di. There we go. True Studios, what's your opinions on the yearly releases? It doesn't really bother me, True Studios, because you know you're getting the base game completely free of charge, so it doesn't really bother me at all. It's not like they're making you pay 50, 60 quid a year to upgrade. You know, you're paying for the content, which you absolutely should. You know, the fact you're getting the features in the base game for free is, yeah, I have no issue with that at all. Dawlish looks absolutely stunning. It's so well done. Oh, we should have the rail cam up there as well. It's been really, really well done. Like I say, we will come for a little ride along here in the 150 in a minute. Rightio, where's the commencement board for this 40? Yeah. Okay, interesting. And yeah. Okay, so that's probably a T-board. Yeah, so the signs are backwards. John Moore, for Simbridge you need to be somewhere like Tunbridge or Hayward Heath. Yeah, Tunbridge has Simbridge at Tunbridge, and Hayward Heath on the Brighton Main Line also has Simbridge. And we do have people walking on the seawall, which is nice. We can do it. I feel like this is where you could have made really good use of the diorama feature. You know, it's the middle of August, we should have people on that beach. I think the diorama feature is probably a little bit underused, if I'm being honest. I think that would be really good use for it. I guess it's always going to be that kind of, you know, performance versus beauty kind of argument. You know, the more you put into it, the more it's going to lag. So... Dawlish Warren, I've stood on top of that bridge there and filmed. You got the Brunel Holiday Park on the left. I beat my kids at go-karting in the adventure park over there, so it's all good. Dawlish Warren down to Starcross. Almost sounds like I know where I'm going. It's scary. I think the water textures look okay. I wouldn't say they look brilliant. I think they look okay. I believe water is really, from a performance perspective, water is really hard to do. Good water, especially in this quantity, would swallow the performance. So I think there's probably been a trade-off there, but I think it looks okay. I'm going with okay. Right, 75 coming up, which is fine because we're not even there yet. But we do get a bit of 100 mile an hour running in a minute. We get to give it a blast. And then we're going to jump in a 150 and do a run down to Paignton as well. I don't know if to do a run 150 or a rail tour service. Oh, I'm torn. Might have a look and see what the rail tours are with the Western. Starcross, I believe, I'm just coming into now. It's the Tide model. I don't know. I doubt it is, but I don't know. 73 and 75, we get a blast of 100 up towards Exeter in a minute, which is going to be nice. So yeah, what's everybody's thoughts on the route and the trains that you've seen so far? I think it's been really well received from the comments I've seen. Like I said, I do kind of tend to stay out of it a little bit and just form my own opinions. I think it's really easy in this community. There's a lot of negativity in the train sim community in general, and it's really easy to get drawn into that. So I tend not to get drawn into that and just form my own opinions. And if I like something, I like it. I don't really care what somebody else thinks. You know, if you say, oh, it's horrible, it's terrible, it doesn't mean your opinion's right or my opinion's wrong, or vice versa. If I'm saying it's good and you're saying it's terrible, it doesn't mean I'm right. But I just think everyone should form their own opinions, and that's generally what I do. So yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, it seems to be pretty well received. I know a few people have had issues with on Xbox in particular. There's been a couple of bugs and stuff, but from what I've seen of the route and train so far, pretty happy with it. It's a nice experience. There's clearly a few things like those temporary speed restriction boards being the wrong way around. There's no AWS for them. You know, there's hopefully easy fixes. Personally, I'd like to see the 150. Lewis Gates, I'd like to see the 150. Okay, we can do that. That is kind of what I said we were going to do, so absolutely we can do that. What are we doing? 6.1 miles. Let's see if we can get 100 out of it before we get there. John Ward seems very good overall. George R. Love TSW6 so far, although the frequency of the random faults takes the mick. I've not had any on here, but I'm told they're not modelled on the 800s. I think a few people have said they've tried turning them off and they still activate, so I mean, that's probably something that needs tweaking. I done a Voyager into New Street and the engines just kept cutting out, but it was happening like all the time. I know Voyagers are quite reliable overall, aren't they? I believe they are. True Studios, no, we don't have speed set. We were having that conversation earlier on. It's not modelled, unfortunately. Lewis Gates, the route has a lot of opportunities for guard mode. Northern Princess Productions is back. You've missed the pretty bit of the route, though. Although we are going to hop in a 150 and go for a little spin down to Paignton. So we will cover the pretty bit. We get a ton out of it pretty easily. Like the fan on top there going round. Miles to Exeter St David's. It's kind of the bit in the middle that makes it, isn't it? When you come along the sequel. I mean, the whole route is nice, don't get me wrong, but that bit in the middle there, from Newton Abbot sort of round to Starcross is absolutely stunning. Train driver Sam, do they not like the 100 to 125 on diesel? We're not going to get to 125, but is that something they don't enjoy doing? The route looks nice. Wish they'd decrease the tree pop in a bit. Yeah, I've noticed that on a lot of routes where you kind of get this effect on the trees where the sort of weird lighting stuff. I'm not sure how you fix that, or whether that's just something I notice, or whether that's something that's on consoles as well. Miles too early for the 75. We're having a safe day. We're slowing down early. That's my excuse. See if we can get a flyby shot. $75, there we go. We're only doing 63, so we're all good. Nope, the 802 units were better as uprated engines on them, but the original 805 cars struggle. David Rock and Roll McGlynn Blon. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I downloaded earlier on Xbox Series X, and given my epilepsy, it didn't do my eyes any good. So try my best to take the video snaps to post on forum just to highlight the issue. Update seems to have sorted it. I'm glad it was sorted quickly. David, hope you're okay. .45, 1 mile to go. 1 yellow on the next signal. Sprucey Desires, I have to log off at 10. I think we'll probably be here a little bit after that, Free Seasons Ice, but I'm going to stream again tomorrow evening. It might be a little bit later tomorrow night because I've got to take a 69 to Didcot tomorrow. Because the things I do for fun, eh? And I get back a little bit later tomorrow, and I've got quite a lot of paperwork to do in the office and bits and bobs. So we are planning on doing a Voyager stream tomorrow night. We're going to put the Voyager on the Cross City, possibly the Brighton Main Line as well, if I can find a Virgin reskin for it. I'm sure there's going to be one on Creators Club. Let's have a bit of fun with the Voyager tomorrow. Okay, we are red ahead. The summer of '69 to Didcot, says Vince. Yeah, if anyone's in that area tomorrow, come and give us a wave. The path's in real time. We're about 9:30 off of Tunbridge to Didcot. Too fast over the AWS magnet. And we got position 1 junction indicator 1 yellow. Formula 1 nerd, train starts from Tunbridge West.
We are now approaching Exeter St David's.
Where this train will... No, it doesn't terminate. It's going off to Cardiff. Ah, so are we going to see these overlaid on the Cardiff City network? There are so many timetables that now need updating with all the extra layers. We're getting a fairly good collection of trains in Train Sim World now. So a lot of routes that come out are pretty well packed out with traction, which is always really good to see. Northern Prince Production 0 Zulu 68. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's probably 0 Zulu 69 heading back. Oh, Loco 66. I was lucky enough to cab a class 50 from Didcot to St Pancras. Oh, of course. Yeah, I know what that was for, and I know there is an NDA surrounding it, so I shall say no more. But lucky you.
This is Exeter St David's.
DRA. Neutral. Doors on the right.
Calling at Taunton, Bridgewater, Highbridge and Burnham, Western Supermed, Western Milton, Wall, Yatton, Nailsea and Backwell, Parson Street, Bedminster, Bristol Temple Meads, Lawrence Hill, Stapleton Road, Filton Abbey Wood, Patchway.
Somehow we managed to platinum medal despite all the speeding. Loco 66, that's all I'm gonna have to say. Yeah, like I said, I know what it was for, so I'm not gonna say anything. I'm sure they have a big legal team. Lewis Gates, I spoke to a DB cargo engineer at the Greatest Gathering, and he told me that they are waiting to see how the 93s and 99s go, and then order theirs. Oh, so I was at the Greatest Gathering, doing a little bit for charity, shall we say, and someone come along and they were talking about the 99s, and it was the most harsh comment of the day. And there was, I forget exactly how it goes, but it was basically implied that 93s are just the Temu versions of 99. It was quite an interesting... It was a conversation I overheard, but it was like, oh, at least GB Rail Freight don't go to Temu to buy their trains, or something like that. It's like, ooh. Controversial. Yeah. Okay, let's jump into this 150 and give it a little spin. Paignton to Exmouth Part 2. We'll do Exeter to Paignton is 58 minutes. Where are we now? 21:48. Yeah, we'll get that whole run done. 6:26 in the morning. Let's go for a... Do you know what? We can go for an early morning run. We can do that. Exeter St Davis to Paignton. That's 48 minutes. That's even better. 5:32 in the morning. If we put it into August, we should get some relatively nice lighting effects, because it should be light at 5:32 in the morning. Driver. Dave Copley, wonder if the Class 220 will be put on Midland Main Line. We can put it on there in free roam mode. Come back tomorrow evening. Probably about 9, half 9. It's going to be a little bit later tomorrow. We will have a play around with the Voyager. 93s are plastic 92s. Arguably, the 93s are more advanced than the 99s due to tri-mode, but with over 8,000 horsepower on the electric, the power of the 99 is not a locomotive to mess with. Southwestern Train Guy, hello, how are we doing? Okay, here we are, 150. Sprinter action. Right, safety systems on this are somewhere I have to press Control and Enter, because I don't actually know where they are, which is terrible. Right. GSMR's already come and set up. Doors on the left. Day headlight. And yeah, I don't know if we've got vigilance or anything else. Train lights on. Wi-Fi tripped out. Crew lights, vigilance normal. Okay, I think we're all good. No! That's not supposed to happen. Do we have any passengers? We do. We have passengers. Hello and welcome. Ah, we've got a 4-car as well. Nice. Paignton calling at Dawlish, Teignmouth, Newton Abbot, Torquay, and Paignton. Locked doors, let's get going. Bad idea, definitely. Lewis Gates, could you imagine if they add to guard mode a feature where you can sell tickets to passengers? Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Give it a new kind of dimension, if you like.
The next station is Dawlish. This is a Great Western Red... Paignton.
So correct me if I'm wrong, we already had the 150 in game. I think we had a Regional Railways 150 and a Transport for Wales 150. People were having a, you know, people complained about the sounds. So for those of you that know 150s, GJ, this is probably one that's right up your street. How does this one sound? Is it any better? Exterior horn. We can do that. We're waking everyone up in Exeter at 5:35 in the morning. It's pronounced Teignmouth. This is my local line. Right, let's get it going. I feel like it should be a bit more bassy. Okay. Send standing at signal. .4% gradient climbing out of Exeter, so it's fairly steep. And of course the 150s are not exactly known to be not exactly known for their power, shall we say. Oh well, we broke that. Still in bed at 5:30, lucky people. Yeah, I know what you mean. Safety systems isolated light is lit. Yeah, I noticed that, Sam. I've got my AWS turned in. There's probably like a vigilance or switch or something that I've missed. We'll see if the vigilance goes off. Vigilance normal. Yeah, I've probably missed something somewhere. TPWS normal. That hasn't fixed it. So max speed 75, line speed's 100. We'll be a good boy. We'll do 75. Wonder what else it might be on the safety systems. Under the flap on the right hand side, panel on second man's desk. Right, let's go for a little wander. Ah, ha 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 ha. EBS, emergency bypass switch. That'll be the one. This did not end well. I couldn't get in the seat quick enough. That's interesting. So on the 150, if you trip the DSD, you get an full emergency brake application. On most of the trains that I've driven, if the DSD activates, you can just put your foot on the pedal and it will release the brakes again. Hey, welcome side to Devon, new subscriber. Great to have you here. At least you've done a running brake test. That's what we'll pass it off as. Yeah, it's of its age, isn't it? This sort of cab, definitely. I think in some ways though, you kind of feel a bit more connected to the train when you're driving this sort of thing. I think with the 800s that I've cabbed, in particular the 395s as well, been in a few of those. Used to drive 395s, the original Hitachi. You just feel a little bit disconnected from what's going on in the outside world. There's no sense of speed. You know, everything you do is through a computer. I just think these are a bit more of a raw driving experience. Richard might lose your virtual license. I think I lost it years ago. Train driver Sam, at least the DSD bleeps. I've dropped it recently on a 455. Whoops. You probably find that as well, Sam, with the 455s. They're a driver's train, aren't they? You know, you just feel them. You kind of... It's not driving a computer, it's driving a machine. We've got instrument lights. We have. Let's turn those on as well. That's a good idea. Lewis Gates, please note this train may be disrupted between Dawlish and Newton Abbot by up to 10 minutes. This is due to a fault with the onboard safety systems. True Studios, how would you feel about electric heritage lines? I think getting it through the safety case would be an absolute nightmare. But I wouldn't be against it. But I think, yeah, the safety case would be an absolute nightmare. Gotta Green, 6.4 miles to Dawlish. Would be nice if they added a rattling window, wind whistling and water leaking on the desk when it rains. I know the one of the trains, one of the panels rattles if you don't close the doors, so it has been done before. I don't know what these are like in real life, but a lot of our locomotives are all rattly in the cabs. The panels rattle and you kind of get pieces of paper wedged down there to stop them rattling. On the left hereabouts is a big pond that used to feed a vacuum pumping house. Oh, interesting. I did say I was going to be good and do 75 and we're doing 85. If OLE is a safety mare, how do heritage tramways like Beamish work? Yeah, good point. I think I was thinking, being from down south, more like third rail. I know I think the Bluebell Railway had ambitions to put third rail from Horsey Canes to Ardingly and to Haywards Heath, which would be really cool for the sort of stuff you could run. But health and safety nightmare. Probably not so much with OLE. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know what the cost of maintaining it would be and everything else though, or the cost of electricity, whether that would be prohibitive. Let's come round onto the pretty bit of the route. John Ward, tampers tend to rattle in the cab. Cucumber. The poor 150 is being worked to the absolute max. It would, in reality, a lot of trains, if you go over their maximum design speed by about 3 or 4 miles an hour, they'll just dump the brake on you. Don't know if a 150 does that in real life. 60s certainly do. I think 78 miles an hour they'll drop the power and dump the brake on you. In reality, the road on the right is single lane and 20. I think I've driven along it. It does look nice. I'm glad we found a, I mean, it'd be nice to just stopping service, but time-wise, I'm glad we found kind of a semi-fast. 3.2 miles to Dawlish. Drops to 60 by Langstone Rock, I believe, if I recall correctly. We'll shut off power. Looks like we might get some random... Ah, it stepped up. I thought we were going to get some random signalling events going on. Uh, 70 coming up and 75. Must be 70 at Langstone Rock. It'll be 60 in the other direction. Loco 66, more likely to see battery packs for Heritage EM using preservation than installing a third rail. Technology is improving, but costs are probably still prohibitive at the moment. Yeah, good point. Oh, clickety-clack over the points makes me happy. limestone rock. The iconic I think we just had a diesel engine has stalled message come up. So we might need to look at fixing that in a minute. We are stopping at Dawlish, so let's get a bit of brake in. That is absolutely stunning. With the lighting on there, that is really, really well done.
We are now approaching Dawlish.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
Beings fella, I'm good. How are you, my friend? One of the diesel engines has stalled, it will need restarting. Standard 150. I love the little hiss on the brakes there. You can hear the air in the cylinders as you release. Really bad. This is not how to drive a train. I need to get some braking points. Brakes are actually pretty powerful on this.
This is Dawlish. This is a Great Western Railway service to Paignton. The next station is Plymouth.
Engine start. Hopefully that's worked. Let's jump out here at Dawlish and go and have a little nosy around. So you got the overflow where the river comes out there. Oh, you've even got the miniature golf. That is cool. I can hear some excitable children. And the river in the park. There's kind of there's a water mill or something over here in real life. It's you can definitely tell where it is, which is what it's all about. Yeah, Dawlish looking nice. I think they've done a really good job on this. Might need to be in neutral for the engine to start. The green light's coming on, so I'm going to take a guess that they have started. Is the wall walkable? Good question, Thomas Cooper. Watermill is next to Gay's Creamery. Wait until 5:50. Somewhere we've had a DSD activation and still managed to make it here early. It does look nice. It's genuinely very well done. We'll do an inside pull away, I think, this time.
The next station is Plymouth. This is a Great Western Railway service to Paignton.
Yeah, I think I'd have been to Dawlish a couple of times, GJ. I think I would definitely agree with you. I think they've done a really nice job on it. You need to put the train in neutral, switch the engine off and start it again to fix the fault. Are we only powering on one engine at the moment? Is that what we're thinking? Oh, the back one sounds like it's running. But yeah, with the rate of acceleration, I see what you're saying. True Studios, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure to have you here. Must get my beauty sleep. I definitely need some of that. State of this. I'll catch you in the next one. I hope it goes alright. Thanks very much, True Studios. Appreciate it, my friend. Thanks for your input and your comments. It's absolutely beautiful. That really is stunning. What a place to be a train driver. Dave Copley, you can do it at the next stop. We absolutely will, Dave. We'll do that. Beansfield, I must say the graphics are on par with Euro Truck Sim 2, which is pretty poor considering that's an old game. Ah, fair enough. I think it looks pretty decent, personally. Oh, I'm stuck in the bushes. Yeah, we can't see it. What I would love is if the train breaks down and a Thunderbird comes out to take you back into the depot. That would be a unique experience. That would be cool, though. We should all push the train. I don't know if I want to look at the seawall or look at the... Yeah, I think it looks nice. Lemore, wow, that's just insane. One of the things I noticed is how bright the colours feel. I think DTG are slightly oversaturating the colours, but still looks stunning. I think time of day is probably... It's early morning, so the sun's quite low, so I think that's probably got a little bit to do with it here. Right, let's shut the power off. We're going to put our brakes in a minute for Timoth. And then we must... One of the engines is stalled. We will definitely have a go at restarting that. So I've not played masses of game yet, but the bits I have played, I haven't really had any random signalling events.
We are now approaching Timber.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
Yeah, I've not had any random signalling events. You know, where the signal has been slow to pull off, or you know, nothing like that yet. Loco 66, I remember the Silverlink 150s on the Goblin. Yeah, same here. Or the 313s out of Clapham were always interesting. Braking. I'll take that.
This is a Great Western Railway service to Paignton. The next
Okay,
station
into
is
neutral.
Newton Abbot.
The fault has been fixed. Hey! Are there any other random faults, or is it literally just that one? Into forward. Right, okay. Let's have another go. Yeah, it does seem to be accelerating a little bit better now. Benjamin96, we're not going to be doing the Voyager tonight. Come back tomorrow night. We're going to be playing with Voyagers on cross-city lines, possibly Midland main lines and Brighton main lines, putting the Voyager into places where it has run historically, or still runs now. Robert Lilly, good evening. How are we doing? We're in the 150, just departing Teignmouth on the new Riviera Line. Warning for a faulty, no AWS again, which is, again, slightly disappointing. On the Riviera Line, heading down to Paignton on the Trainsing World 6 route. Enjoying it so far as well. Quite a bit, Amy. Quite a bit. You've we've done the 800 from Plymouth up to Exeter, and then we're now heading down to Paignton in a 150. Looking very pretty indeed. Be interested to see if this faulty board is the right way round. Hopefully it is. Because all the other ones I've seen have been backwards. You also get door faults. Okay, Dave, good to know. I've not had any door faults yet. Chris Chile, is it the same as before in regards to upgrading from TSW5? You upgrade for free but pay for the new routes. Yeah, exactly that. The core game update is free. This is early access at the moment, so you'll only get access to it if you paid for the early access edition. But as of the 30th, when it's on general release, core features, free update, and then just pay for the routes that you want. Faulty, that one is the right way round. Okay, that is that's a step in the right direction. We've got a T-board for termination. Yeah, I think saying about the random faults, you don't want them happening too often because I think it becomes annoying and predictable. On the real railway, you go, you know, weeks, days, months without experiencing a fault or a breakdown on a train. So yeah, I don't think it's something that we want all the time. You certainly don't want 3, 4, 5 on a journey. You know, maybe one every other journey or something like that would be pretty cool. Hey, Ice Gold Gaming and Vlogs, welcome to Devon, only subscriber. You're very welcome here. 2.2 miles to Norton Abbot. Chris, mine done it automatically, so I'd hope yours would too. Are you playing PC, Chris, or are you on console? I think if you're on console, you have to go to the store and download it all again. 90 down to 60, do 64, slight uphill gradient. Hopefully that speed will run itself out. So immature. PS5. Yeah, I think you go to the PlayStation Store, Chris, and you have to download it all again. So I'm a PC player, but someone else who's on console might be able to confirm that in the chat. Yeah, that's rolled back beautifully for the 60. Oh, spot on. Okie dokie, 2 yellows. Let's get a bit of break in. So I think Newton Abbot is where we're going to branch off towards Paignton, down through Tor and Torquay. So this would be the bit of the route we haven't been over yet. So we've got the West Cornwall local and we've got this section. I'm assuming there's a bit in the middle we're missing, because the West Cornwall local doesn't go... goes from Penzance but doesn't go all the way to Plymouth, does it? So that there is still a bit of route that we're missing. Oh, clickety click on the points, I love it. Red ahead.
We are now approaching Newton Abbot.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when
One
stepping
yellow,
down from
position
the
1.
train.
Lewis Gates, I would like to see the 717 in Tracing World. Lamore, this route looks way better than South Eastern High Speed that I own. Maybe I should get more TSW routes. South Eastern High Speed was a Tracing World 3, Tracing World 2, then updated for Tracing World 3. Tracing World 3 or Tracing World 4? It's one of the older routes anyway, Lewis. Lamore, sorry. And we're still right at the end of the platform here at Newton Abbot. Yeah, that was my thinking, GJ, with the West Cornwall local. It definitely did not have the Royal Albert Bridge in it. I would have remembered that. St Austell there, the Formula 1 nerd says. So how far is it from St Austell up to Plymouth? Is it a big chunk we're missing? I don't know railways in this area very well at all.
This is Newton Abbot. This is a Great Western Railway service to Paignton. The next station is Tor.
Doors on the right, we've got the signal. Fizzy, hi mate, great to see you streaming. How have you been? Not too bad. I've had an extended holiday overseas. Back to work, very busy at the moment. Thoughts on the new route? Yeah, really enjoying it so far. I'm liking the temporary speed restriction. There's a few little niggly things with them. Random events is all good. The actual route I think looks really nice. 150 seems to be a nice drive. The Cucumber's a nice drive. The Voyager, although we haven't previewed it on here, it's a nice drive, trust me. Yeah, so the UK stuff that I've seen so far, I think it's worth the money. It's decent, yeah. That Voyager is going to get a lot of usage as well.
The next station is Tor. This is a Great Western Railway service to Paignton.
Really pleased we got the announcements in game as well. Eddie, good evening from the UK. It's 2222. 2222, all the Voyagers. We've got position 1 junction indicator. Tor is 4.5 miles away. What are we good for? 40 up to 60. Let's get some power in then. Can we have a moment of silence as the first 222 went off lease recently? Clickety click. I like the noise. Definitely a fan of that. 7 stops. St Austell to Plymouth. 38 miles by road. Yeah, Dave, you shouldn't have to buy it. I think you have to go to store and download it again, but you shouldn't have to pay for it again. Actually, the 222 is a Meridian, not a Voyager. Ah, yeah, John, you are correct. I can't argue with that. Great for the Midland Main Line. 222 is a posh Voyager. Meridians are actually superior Voyagers. I've got to give you that. Right, let's get this thing going. We're driving very, very cautiously. So we've got Torquay and Paignton to go. So we've got about 15 minutes or so left. And then we've done the full length of the route, including the Paignton branch. Which makes me happy. Welcome, Ryan Clegg Lighting, to Devon, new subscriber. Hello. See, there you go. One of the diesel engines is stalled. It will need restarting. It just becomes frustrating after a while. Oh, it's starting. John Ward, Sven stops. Painting by numbers, as they say. It's starting. It's starting. Come on. We're on a 1% uphill grade here, but and I know we've got an engine that's gone down, haven't we, as well, because it is painfully slow. Going to make it to Tor. A fort at Torquay, Basil? Every time I think of Torquay, it does remind me of 40 Towers. What would you expecting to see out of a Torquay hotel bedroom window? The hanging gardens of Babylon? Herds of wildebeest sweeping majestically? Expect to be able to see the sea. You can see the sea. It's over there between the land and the sky. That's one of the more politically correct 40 Towers sketches that I can speak about on stream. Most of them are not that politically correct. I don't know why I took the power out there. I'm just... Come on, come on, get out and push. There is a 40 Towers musical which I quite fancy going to see. Hey, Northern Princess Productions, that's an idea. You're the person to speak to about... it's not a musical actually, it's a play, but you're still the person to speak to. Love 40 Towers or Flower... Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the signs were pretty hilarious. I don't know why I'm mucking about the controller, just leave it wide open at this point, since we have a 40 train. Loco 66, I mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it. Fire, no fire, only bell. Come on, come on. We should be doing 45.
We are now approaching Tor.
Please mind the gap
probably remember we've got to stop at stations as well. I'm not used to it being a freight driver. It's not a part of my remit. I need to go into my my HUD settings and turn some of this stuff off, the pretty rainbow coloured platform lights.
Platform 1 for the 6 in Devon, Great Western Railway service to Paignton, calling at Torquay and Paignton.
I do like the announcements. The announcements are a nice feature. The fault has been fixed. Hurrah! We're just playing with horns at this. Welcome, Harry T to Deborah, a new subscriber. Very good to have you here, my friend. Amy, the random thoughts helped to make YouTube's favourite late train driver even later. We'll have to drive it like we stole it. This is an IT problem. You have to turn it off and turn it back on again. Absolutely. I have GJ and Amy in the chat who are my IT support people. And now we're speeding.
We are now approaching Torquay.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform and take care when stepping down from the train.
We are now approaching Torquay. That's what came after the silent movies, wasn't it, Torquay? Formula 1 nerd, no, there's no Locomotive Livery Location today. It's not gone forever though, it will be back. I just wanted to concentrate solely on the route today. Braking, come on.
This is Torquay. This is a Great Western
The brake
Railway
squirrel's
service
nice.
to Paignton. The next station is Paignton.
Yeah, the brake squirrel is nice. I'm a fan of the brake squirrel. How far can we go and explore? Oh, hello, hotels. Torquay hotels. Dodgy water textures. No, they're not too bad actually. See, do people kind of see this thing and go, oh, it's really unfinished and unpolished, and you kind of, you know, it's quite a long way from the railway. You kind of have to sort of say, well, can you see it from the train? Although this is sort of a free world game. You know, where do you draw the line? For me, it's fine. You know, the bits I can see look great. Doesn't shake or rattle enough for a real 150. I can believe that. Paignton, 2.1 miles, where this train and stream will terminate.
The next station is Paignton. This is a Great Western Railway service to Paignton.
You are now our tour guide. Ah. Green, you need a fitter to meet you on the platform with a watering can to fill up the coolant common full. Same on Class 73's Greenie, to be fair. Come on, we can do it. I went to Paignton a couple of years ago on a rail tour, Class 50s. Really nice day out. I like Paignton. I think it's a nice town. Is it a town or city? Nice. It's a nice settlement. There you go. We can't offend anyone that way. And the Dartmouth Steam Railway down to Kingswear is absolutely stunning, and Dartmouth itself is really lovely. Yeah, if you've never been down there, I would recommend it. Do the boat trip up the river. It's absolutely stunning. Really is. Lovely part of the world. Nuno Pais, what do you think about the Portuguese route announcement, the Fatigas line? Yeah, I've known about that route for quite a while because I do have access to other stuff. I have insider knowledge. Yes, I'm really excited for that. It's not a route I've ever been on in Portugal. As many of you know, my wife's Portuguese. I've just, instead of an extended holiday abroad, I've been in Portugal for the whole of August. So yeah, I'm really pleased to see a Portuguese route in the game. It's Iberian gauge track as well, so it'll be interesting to see sort of how they're going to do that, whether we are going to get a different track gauge or whether they're just going to kind of use the standard track, or yeah, sort of exactly how that's going to be modelled. Yeah, really looking forward to that. Nice to have another country in the game as well. Volt 320, I guess the one thing I'd want in Train Sim World in future is new roads with nice road markings and pavements and such. It's been done in TS Classic and just makes stuff look a lot nicer. I think the roads you can see Volpe 320 look pretty decent. But yeah, I can sort of see where you're coming from with that. We'll see as we come into Paignton because you've got the level crossing. Hey, it's raining! Dynamic weather doing its thing. Do the GSMR work? It did work. Yeah, it's the typical kind of GSMR temperamental confirm deregistered deregistering. Red ahead. Anything going to happen with the GSMR? There we go. Yeah, it just yeah, it's temperamental, the GSMR. Iberian gauge is very much possible in TSW. They've done different gauges before. I'd love to see Portugal's wise the Douro Valley with the Series 1400, aka the Class 20, Portuguese Class 20. Lovely locomotives.
We are now approaching Paignton.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
You got the red there flickering behind the tree. Okay, one yellow, position 4 junction indicator. Yeah, no, Lamore, you can't type it in yourself still. That's something I'd like to see. You've been able to do it on Train Sim Classic for ages, you know, some of the AP enhancement packs and stuff, and we can't do it on here. It just seems like it would be quite easy to implement. I mean, I don't know, I'm not a developer, but I can't see it being that difficult to implement. Okay, I think the road and the pavement looks okay there. I do like the rain and the weather effects. I think it looks pretty smart. DRA into neutral. Actually, probably into off to be fair. Key out. Tail lights. There we go. Oh, it wants me to lock doors as well. And it's not going to let me do that unless I've got a key on, is it? There we go, Paignton. Let's just... I'm quite interested to jump out and just see how far we can go this way. Across the level crossing. So we can go into the sidings. That looks modelled. How far can we go? Can we go up to the beach in the water park? No, it goes forwards as empty stock. Okay, we can get a little way up. You got the beach huts there. Yeah, you can see the scenery starting to sort of disappear a little bit now as it... Yeah. They've gone a fair way, to be fair. They've gone further than I thought they would have done. Oh, be quiet. A windshield wiper appears to have become stuck. One of the diesel engines has stalled. That's got rid of that. I'm just going to go and have a quick look around Paignton and see what we've got going on, how far we can wander. There's a nice model railway shop up here on the right hand side. That is it. That is literally where the boundary box is. Can we go over the bridge? We can. Oh, hello, train spotters. Sorry, railway enthusiasts. Correct terminology. Yeah, the boundary box is literally there. That is it. That is the... Oh, we don't get run over by cars. That's cool. How very considerate for not running me over. So the boundary box is there, so I'm guessing we can't walk out this side of the station. Possibly, I don't know. Come on. So there's no exit on this platform. No, it doesn't look like there is. Hey, that 158 guy. Hello, how you doing? Welcome. Did you mean veg? It's not the correct terminology. What class is the what class is the Western? It's not a 31. Is it a 50? I'm sure it's a 52, yeah. That's the one. That's what we want to be doing. But not today. Not today. That is going to be it because I've got a... it's nearly 11 o'clock and I've got to go to bed because I've got to be at work early again tomorrow. But tomorrow is Friday and Friday is good. And Friday means we are going to jump in and do a little bit of playing around with the Voyager tomorrow. So do join me for that. Probably be a little bit later, 9:30. I will get it advertised as soon as I get home from work and I know sort of what I'm doing time-wise. Someone's left the telly on behind me. That looks like Tom Scott there. I know it's a bit blur over the camera. Yeah, good route. I'm enjoying it. I like the announcements. The random events, there's a train faults are probably a little bit too frequent for my liking at the moment. Temporary speed restrictions, need AWS magnets on them. Other than that, really like having them there. It's been really good. Both the trains are nice. The route is nice. Good job, Dovetail. Well done. Yeah, nice. Nice. I like it. I like it. Well, as always, interested to hear your opinions in the chat. We've had a good chat about it, but if you've got any further opinions, pop them in the comment section below. Right, what can I do? If you have enjoyed yourselves, please do hit the like button. Consider subscribing. That would be absolutely fan-dabby-dozy. You can also follow me on social media, blah, 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 on the screen for you right now. And you could, if you wanted to, join our Discord server. Invitation link in the description below. Pig and Bob. I'll be going to Didcot tomorrow, so yeah, good chance you'll see me there. Come and say hello if you do. I think I've got about 20 minutes up there, so Beans Fella, was nice to catch you on a stream. Likewise, good to have you here, my friend. So that concludes our first Trains in World 6 stream, first of many. I'm going to press this button here, I don't know if the music's going to work. No, it's all broken. Hopefully you can still hear me, but yeah, it's broken. See you next time.